You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White Sports fans, yesterday, December 31st, was the final day for the baseball writers to submit their ballots for the 2022 Hall of Fame in baseball. And this is the final year for Barry Lamar Bonds to go into the Hall of Fame by the writers. 10 years for one of the greatest baseball players of all time. He has been blackballed from the Hall of Fame for many years, and this has all to do with alleged steroid use. These baseball writers should be ashamed of themselves. Barry Bonds, as well as Roger Clemens, should have been first ballot, no doubt Hall of Famers. But on Bonds' first year on the ballot, I believe he got something like 36% of the vote. 36% for probably the greatest hitter we have ever seen. But yet, you have seen much lesser players get into the Hall of Fame. And just recently, Mike Mussina got into the Hall of Fame. Mike Mussina was a very, very good pitcher. I don't think he was a Hall of Famer. He's in before Roger Clemens. Think about that. A 7-time Cy Young Award winner is not in. But Mike Mussina is. Think about that. But jumping back to Barry Bonds, we have a sign now on whether or not he will actually get into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Because the votes are coming in, folks. So check this out. Early returns detail Barry Bonds' Baseball Hall of Fame chances. Every January since 2013, a collective groan can be heard throughout the Bay Area when each new Baseball Hall of Fame class is announced. For 9 straight years, former Giants slugger Barry Bonds has been denied enshrinement at Cooperstown. Each winter ballots are cast by members of the Baseball Writers Association of America, resulting in painstakingly minimal progress for MLB's home run king and truly one of the greatest players to have ever stepped foot on a baseball field. And guys, there's kind of speculation as to when Barry Bonds started actually using the juice, if he even did. I'm not going to say definitively that he actually did, but Barry Bonds was already a Hall of Famer before then. If you watch baseball with your own 2 eyes, you know that Barry Bonds was already a Hall of Famer. Entering his 10th and final season on the ballot, Bonds will need a bit boost from the voters in order to reach the 75% majority needed to be selected. In 2021, he was 53 votes shy of reaching that mark. In his first year on the ballot in 2013, Bonds received just 36.2% of the vote. Disgusting. Followed by a drop to 34.7% in 2014. And then increased marks of 36.8%, 44, 53, 56, 59, 60, and 61.8% in subsequent years through 2021. He's trending in the right direction, but will it be enough to inspire a 13.2% improvement in his final eligible year? The deadline for the writers to cast their ballots was Friday, December 31st, with results on January 25th. Now, here we go, guys. This is where we start to see whether or not Barry Bonds has enough votes. Ryan Thibodeau does an excellent job tracking both public and anonymous Hall of Fame ballots throughout the offseason. He currently has Bonds polling at 81.1% as of today, Saturday, January 1st. According to Thibodeau's 2022 Baseball Hall of Fame tracker, which you can actually view, Bonds has received 90 total votes, on both public and anonymous ballots with only 28.3% of the total vote in. In order to reach the 75% threshold, a player needs 294 total votes. If Bonds receives 72.6% of the outstanding vote, he will reach that magic number. That's a whole bunch of votes that still need to be counted, as only 28% of the vote is in, but he's on 81% of the ballots that have been cast. So this is good news, because he had already got up to about 62% last year. Now, I would feel more confident if he actually got to 70% last year, because every player that got 70% of the vote but did not get 75% of the vote got voted in next year. He's not at 70%. But the writers also know this is the last time he'll be on the ballot. He absolutely should be on the ballot. He absolutely should be in the Hall of Fame. It should not take 10 years. This is a travesty that he's not in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, Bonds didn't like the media. So what? The man's play on the field was otherworldly. He was right up there with Ken Griffey Jr. Now, to me, Ken Griffey Jr. is the best player I ever saw. Barry Bonds is right there. If you want to make a case that Bonds is 1, Griffey's 2, I'm not even going to argue with you with that. This man was otherworldly, and he should be in the Hall of Fame. It's disgusting that this man is still not in. Roger Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. Slam dunk, first ballot, the greatest right-hander of the modern era. He should be in. Disgusting. But what do you guys think of this? Will Barry Lamar Bonds make the Hall of Fame? He has some ground to catch. And if he does, I'm pretty sure that will be big, huge news if he gets in and Roger Clemens also gets in. But the numbers are coming in, looking good so far, but a long way to go. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.